I actually looked up the definition of authentic, what it actually means. And it means literally done in a way that faithfully resembles an original. And I love how that ties to being unique, because we are each an individual. And in order to be authentic, somebody could say, well, how do you be authentic? What does that even mean to be authentic? It means to faithfully resemble an original, the original that God has designed us to be. My third daughter, Sadie, she's 10. And just the other day, I found her in the playroom, just still in a full land of make-believe. Princess dresses and baby dolls and just all of the make-believe, which I love, because at 10, sometimes they start to shift away from the make-believe. And I was so loving watching her in this make-believe world. And it reminded me that make-believe as a child is necessary, it's important, and it's wonderful. But when that make-believe carries over into adulthood, like where you're trying to be something that you're not, that you're kind of false, and it's not even that you're trying to be false, you're just trying so hard to be somebody else or something else, or maybe present a different side of yourself. And you're not finding the strength to be authentic. And I found that in my own life. I talked a little bit about it, but just when I first started on my music career, before I got signed to a solo record contract, I was in a singing group. And I call it Christian music boot camp. It was like and it was so hard. We did like 340 shows a year. But here I am, this girl from Seattle that, grew up in the church, but I didn't have a Southern way about me at all. I didn't know that there were certain rules. And being in this group was you had to hold your microphone in the right hand if you were on the right side, and you had to hold your microphone in the left hand if you were on the left side, and if you were on a stool, you had to cross your leg, and when you got off the stool, you had to step with the proper foot. And so I just remember that pressure of feeling like I have to do the right thing and say the right thing, that was really hard to get rid of. So then I go and I get my deal, and then all of a sudden you realize I'm trying to say the right things. I'm trying to do the right things. I'm trying to record the songs they want me to record, so I'm not going to write my own because they're probably not good enough. So I'm going to sing somebody else's spiritual experience because they say it's going to be a hit. Okay, well, I'll record that. Well, then I need to wear this outfit. And you start being these things that you think you need to be because of someone else's expectation that you were never meant to carry. You were never meant to carry their expectation. You were just supposed to be who it is that God created you to be.
I want to introduce you to an amazing organization that Matt and I just love. It's called Mercy Ships. They're the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, staffed by generous doctors and nurses who donate their time to bring life-saving medical care to those who otherwise would not be able to receive treatment. Their newest ship, the Global Mercy, is joining their fleet, creating urgent need for more volunteers. You don't have to be a doctor or a nurse to serve. There are many other positions on the ship that are desperately needed, including cooks, cleaning teams, and more. It's easy to get involved. Just visit mercyships.org for more information.
Fast forward several years, and then you start to find success, and then you start to get awards, and then you're like, well, what do I do now? Because they like that version of me, so how do I be the real me? And I found myself, after the birth of my third child, struggling with postpartum depression, and I'd never walked through depression before. And then all of a sudden, it's gone from that to just being depressed. And I'm sitting in this valley of depression that I don't know how to get out of because I'm just pretending all the time. I'm pretending to the people I'm singing to. I've memorized all the right scriptures to say. I've memorized all the right things to do. And all of a sudden, then you feel like a fraud because you're not being real, because you don't know how to be real. And then you feel like you're going to be a disappointment. And at some point, you get to a place where you're like, you are begging God to get you out of this valley when he's looking at you and saying, Everything you need, I've actually already done for you. I've been here extending my hand to you this whole time. Stop begging me and start taking me at my word and doing what it is that I've already revealed to you to do. So when I could get to the place where I could just go, okay, these are my struggles. This is what I'm walking through. This is what I'm facing, and begin to talk about them out loud. But I found in order to talk about them out loud, I had to first be honest with myself and honest with the Lord. I actually looked up the definition of authentic, what it actually means. And it means literally done in a way that faithfully resembles an original. And I love how that ties to being unique, because we are each an individual. And in order to be authentic, somebody could say, well, how do you be authentic? What does that even mean to be authentic? It means to faithfully resemble an original, the original that God has designed us to be. And there is freedom in that. And there is such, all of a sudden, when you allow yourself to go, okay, it is risky, because some people are going to be like, that's too much. I didn't need to know that, or I didn't need to see that, or I didn't need to hear that. But then all of a sudden, when you're honest and transparent about what you're walking through, about the imperfections, and you allow the imperfections to show, that's when you're keyed into the truth of who God is, then his strength, and the Bible says that in my weakness, his strength is made perfect. They actually get to see, yeah, this is the reality of what you're walking through, but now here's the reality of how God has seen you through and has taken a hold of your hand and has begun to make you more like him. And that's kind of the beauty, I think, of living an authentic life.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload.
And don't forget to check out our Better Together shop. Thanks for being a part of our community.